you can see relatively well. Bellum, however, is sitting in complete darkness. The only bits of light he has are the ones that might come off of a couple of magic items amongst you, but those don't even give the flickering of a candle. Those are faint lights that just let him know that there is a presence in front of him that he can see. You know what I mean? You listen for a moment as like the collapsing of the tunnel kind of falls silent. You hear the clambering overhead. You hear tons of footsteps overhead. The sound of it thudding through the ground, trying to find out where you are, trying to get to the tunnel, but it's been collapsed. You can't be there anymore. After like listening to that for a few moments, and everybody has like a swirl of emotions happening to them right now, but it sends a shiver down your spine nonetheless of how many of them there are and how close they were to being able to get you. No means to just instantly fly out of this place. Eventually he turns and, like rubs his fingers together and casts a light spell. Do any of you guys have lights, dancing lights, anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. So he rubs his fingers together and creates a light spell. I imagine Bellum probably has a hooded lantern or something as well. Being a ranger with this adventuring pack or whatever they would have had it charge in. So you have a little bit of light so everybody can see better. The tunnels down here are not very large. I mean, lizard folk are big, but they also can just as comfortably walk on all fours as they can in twos. So the tunnels here are very uncomfortable. He flops to the all fours, with a staff across his back, and starts crawling along there. You guys kind of having to crawl on your knees or crouch down very low, being incredibly uncomfortable for you. The tunnel's not very long. It goes in for about 15 feet inwards, but mostly down. There's a steep slope to it. And then it opens up into a small chamber that's down there that has another tunnel that comes out the other side. The small chamber down there, it's the size of the room is about, it's like almost circular, but not like a perfect circle. It's like kind of a naturally created little cave or little hovel. Its the diameter of it, if it were to be a full circle, is about 8 feet. So it's not very big, but you can all fit inside of it. When everybody kind of like gets there, he tells you, he's like, and again, Riken's Bellum can't understand them. He's like, this is an old hiding hole. It's where we would hide women and children when battles would happen or adventurers would travel through to attack because they would see us as bads. I'm very familiar with these tunnels. I was weak as a child.
I'll turn to Karen.
Bads is a word in lizard folk.
The bads.
The bads.
It's just that Scott has been doing that more, and he tries to put it off as like, it's the character being... No, he just does it now. He does like monies, peoples, bads.
Peoples is a word. Peoples is a word.
It's just the way you use it.
The way you use it.
I'm just paying attention.
All I'm gonna say is it's the character.
Bellum would ask
What do you want,
Karen
Bellum?
what he said. He's like, what's this guy saying?
Salvo just
What's
ignores
this guy saying?
Just
He
starts
thinks you have a
talking
funny
to him.
face.
I look to Bellum and I say it's probably nothing important. They would relate it to us.
He's confused by like your mini tusks.
He will look to Kieran at the fact that she says that, and then looks back to Bellum and says, in common, just says safe.
You make him feel safe.
He says he wants to share a bedroll with you tonight.
Stauborg, like,
He is
very
cold-blooded.
tired, very emotional, just leans on a wall and just has like a dry laugh at that. He needed to hear Bellum be made fun of. That's all he needed.
He actually asks Kieran, because she's the one that engaged them, and says, who were they?
Hired whoever's.
Lie to him.
Utterly nameless. Wouldn't tell me who they're working for.
What
But
are
they're
they
being
here
paid a lot
for?
of money.
To do what?
To collected the thorian.
Oh, so they're dead anyway.
You remember that time when I said lie to him?
Right. You can't tell. He's not speaking common anymore, motherfucker.
I know. I'm just saying.
Eric is
saying
saying.
not right.
What the fuck?
It's metagame.
Yeah, Star Wars is like, well, they're dead anyway.
Probably.
They
And
were.
if they succeed,
If to collect it where? You don't know.
To
They
bring
did
to
not
their-
tell you.
well, I know who would try and
For
collect the
research.
thorium. For research, it's canon.
Probably.
It's canon. And then I go to him, be like, it's canon. You probably agree that the dragon marked houses are, you know, actual literal devil spawn. So it kind of
Present
fits the
company
agenda.
notwithstanding.
Bellum will kind of laugh at that. He'll totally just laugh when you say that.
I don't think we understand any of this.
They're speaking
Oh,
in
wait.
lizard folkese.
Yeah, they're all
Oh,
lizard
Is he?
folk,
Oh, I
right?
thought he wasn't anymore.
So we're all
Bellum-
just sitting around twiddling our thumbs.
Yep.
Occasionally
So-
you hear us say Bellum, and you're like, oh.
Can he understand us? And I'll like, point to Bellum at this.
No.
Am I hearing myself as lizard folk or am I hearing myself as like
Oh,
common?
you're speaking lizard folk.
I'm speaking. I can hear myself speaking.
Yeah,
lizard
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know that
I
you're speaking
can.
this language. Yeah,
folk. Okay.
yeah.
So, Salvor.
The potion that I can create that teaches you this language, it is very difficult to manufacture. I
They don't
created
say it.
two.
Oh, so they have the word for manufacture, but they still say beds.
Yes.
This is a very inconsistent language, Scott.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Their
It's
language
like
is
my goblin.
deep, okay,
It's like my goblin.
and
Scott.
varied, and they manufacture things like weapons of war all the time. I'm sorry, Aaron. You were saying?
So Stelbor, I wasn't gonna tell you much about this, but I might as well just in case we die. You know the information we got from Dane, right? The plots that have to deal with the houses,
Yes.
all their various nonsense.
Nonsense, yes.
So my plan is to go to the principalities, have N set up a meeting with people there who oppose the houses, and give them that information. And just kind of fuck over all the 12.
I have no issue with that.
I don't want
My
to tell that
stance on
one.
the houses is
And I'll
evident-
point to Bellum, like, openly. I don't want to tell that one. Because, obviously,
Don't
house
tell
harassed.
that
I elbow
So in
Bellum.
this language.
Eric, you don't understand what they're saying.
I know, but she said she openly pointed
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
Openly
Yeah,
pointed out.
I elbow Bellum and I say, I think they're talking about you.
Yeah, they said my name several times. Now they're pointing. And I like look at them like, what the
Karen's
fuck?
not known for her subtlety.
He wants to buy you, Bellum.
Hey man,
We're
it-
Insight.
getting
I'm gonna insight.
The lizard folk will
I'm
shake
pretty
his
sure
head.
she's-
He shakes
I'm
his
being
head.
very openly, like, joking about it.
Yeah.
Because Kieran can't lie anyway.
Oh, Karen, that's a good plan. And when we get out of here, I want nothing more than to see the dragon marked houses fall and fall apart, and then
I mean, I'm gonna try and negotiate them for information on Nico, but honestly, at this point, I would just give it to them for the fuck of it.
it's like you see like Star Wars like remember and like yeah, I didn't want to say it in front of, and he actually looks at his bag, Luca.
Why are you laughing? That's sad.
I mean, Kieran kind of gives like a.
Nico is absolutely dead.
Luca, I'm sorry, Salbor. I don't know why you said that because you've said to Luca's face before when he had a face.
Oh,
Did.
Jesus
But he had
Christ.
hope. But I have no hope.
But Salbor,
Oh,
listen, we are dealing with an organization that operates on a political level. They have a prisoner. Why would they kill it?
I don't understand humans.
Nico was incredibly valuable alive. It is entirely possible he's still alive.
I refer to your wisdom and expertise, Miranda.
Anyways, like I said, I would give them just for the fuck of it now, but might as well try.
We might as
And
well.
maybe we can give their parents more than just ashes.
I like turn to Reich. Who's Nico?
Then there's like a pause, like I fully intend to not give them his ashes.
You guys were having this conversation consistently in lizard folkies, right?
Yeah.
Well, I assume
So-
that Nico, there's
Nico.
no word.
Yeah. Well, Nico
Yeah.
sounds different. Yeah,
It
sounds
could
very
be a
different.
lizard folk word.
It could be.
for all
It
you
could
know.
be. But
using
Let's be real. They're saying Nico.
yeah.
They're speaking lizard folk in English, but it's Spanglish, but with lizard folk.
No.
I-
They're
I
speaking
say-
lizard folk, then
I'll
threw
put
like a
that through my
random word.
bio.
So anyways, let's go back to that. So the lizard folk himself is actually very amused by the fact that you guys are speaking in his language to have a private conversation from the other two.
Yeah.
So when you guys finish up your conversation, so that he's not interrupting you. My apologies. So
Polite lizard folk.
when he finishes, he then says to you, he's like, I know that you're looking to retreats to survive. Do you want to try again? Perhaps this time, similar but different plan. Or do you want to see if they succeeded and then just hunt them down instead?
That sounds more like something we would have done in the past. And if they're trying to move the
Want them
Thorian,
dead.
it'll be outside of its lair and weak. And if they don't try and move the Thorian, it'll be inside its lair, damaged and weak.
So we go into its lair first, see what happened.
That's
Give
what
them time.
I would need some time to regain strength. Perhaps 2 days to regain my strength to mount another assault like we did. But as I said, next time we should do things different. I would be better positioned elsewhere. Are you willing to still assist me?
I just look at Kieran.
I mean, Karen will nod.
He turns to the other two and says in common to them, will you help?
Help what?
Fight.
Fight
We've
who?
agreed to sell you to him for 20 gold pieces.
We
go along?
I
smacks you on the shoulder very weakly. But because he's got the belt on, it's actually like
Yeah.
strong.
Karen's
I
usually
just-
laughing.
I
Like,
just side-eye Kieran and I go, we could probably get 35.
It's even funny because we were offered a price.
35.
Right.
right?
I say, well, if there's a fight to be had, you both know that I am ready to fight. I think that if you want my frank understanding of the situation here, I think that we may have bitten off more than we can chew with this Thorian. This is an ancient creature that we're trying to destroy, and it appears that there are other parties who are interested in it. And we have to assume that even if this party fails, whoever paid them will probably pay someone else to come.
Why was this party interested in it, Kieran?
Well,
Did you ask their deep motivations? Did you...
I have a tendency to fuck things up, and I like to do nice things for my party members every now and then. And Reich really wants to kill this thing, so that's why we're here.
No, I'm saying why was
No, but-
the other
Sorry, I was
party?
making a difference.
Why is the other
I don't-
party?
I thought,
Anything,
Kieran,
I totally forgot.
Aaron, I
Not
honestly,
listening
no.
at all.
I thought he was asking that same exact thing. Like,
Yeah.
hey, why were you guys reading?
That really fucked you. Well, you see, Bellum, the thing is, when somebody's trying to kill you, they normally don't tell you what they're doing.
Well, no, I just
Let
didn't
me
know if
explain
you
this
That
quite
happens
simply.
in stories sometimes, but not in real life.
Quite a long time before they tried to kill you, and it's a very strange experience. But let me explain something. The Thorian is powerful, very powerful. It can influence the minds of men. Some man over in a tower on the other side of the world read about them in a book and thought, I want one of those to do my schemes, because humans, you scheme, and hired a bunch of hapless adventurers.
Oh, so these adventurers were for hire.
She
Yes,
said that.
I
yes.
thought
I don't think you ever said that in common
did.
to me.
they did.
She did actually say it.
I imagine that
She made it as
Bellum
fire.
says that,
They were
and we're all just like, she did.
The exact words were they were paid to.
Yeah.
Bellum will say, if this Thorian is so smart and knew that we knew where it was, perhaps the Thorian
I
took
don't-
over the minds of some and offered payment to have itself moved. Maybe it's not
Honestly,
something that can move.
You have nothing to say. Thorian smart. They can take over minds, sure, but what happens when they take over minds? They become shambling little creatures over
No.
time.
No, well, what about the town guard that you guys are running
Well,
away
it
Over
makes sense
time.
to take intelligent creatures to defend yourself.
But we
even if
have
it's instinctual.
no reason to believe that it itself is any more intelligent than the guard. It seems just to be like a creature who.
By
But
the
it's
way-
taking over things to make
By
things
the
it
way,
wants to I don't know.
It matters.
Why would that matter?
It matters not. Ultimately, we spend 2 days here. No time at all. He's an elf. No time at all. They either succeed, and they're trying to drag the Thorian away. It is out of its lair. It is defenseless. We kill both the party and the Thorian. Or they died trying to kill the Thorian or get mind controlled. They tried to fight it, and they're weak, and we kill the Thorian. Really, it's a win-win situation, which is rare for us. Bellum, I know you're new here.
He'll nod and say, well, if you want to put up this fight, I guess I'm willing.
What is your suggestion?
I was willing to fight back there, so I'm willing to fight now.
Right.
I
That's
just
a
want to make sure
stupid
we kill
idea,
the
Bellum.
Thorian.
You are.
I need to sleep.
I'm agreeing with you, and you say it's stupid.
I'm saying you're stupid for wanting to fight back there and fight now.
I'm saying you're stupid for assuming I wouldn't want to fight now after I was willing to fight back then.
No, I'm saying you're stupid.
At this point,
Okay.
I imagine.
Yeah, so actually, Gustavus, he
start setting up a camp.
he'll say to Stalbor, "Is this how they always react with one another?"
Well, that one is new and horrible. But yes.
Oh, is he?
Kieran's gonna laugh at that.
I see he's good with a bow.
Do you really want to buy him, by the way? That is a serious offer.
No. He will have purpose in the upcoming
Think
fight.
so?
He will
Yeah,
have.
but after.
No. He does actually pull forward the staff and say, I made a promise. And since we will have a new tactic next time, we will spend these next couple of days teaching you how to use your new staff. And he actually hands to you the staff that he was intending to give you all the while if you had assisted him.
Exactly. I'll take it like with probably the most care I've held anything, because Stalboard tends not to care. But
Even
he takes it
Luca?
very respectfully. I mean,
I'm just gonna say that he has a habit of losing everything you give him. So maybe give it to someone else.
Kieran, this is big for me.
Yeah, he like looks at you, then like looks at the staff and looks at Stalbor, but then like realizes her personality and just
Clearly
brushes
not
it
being
off.
serious. Yeah.
Brushes it off like no.
He says
No.
in like Abyssal, it's like, you get used to her.
Nods.
And then, I imagine
that's it.
start to set up camp and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an uncomfortably close camp where everybody has to sleep except for Stalbor, like on top of one another. Stalbor just has to be awake and breathe it in all the time. So you don't know
I'm
this.
grown used to the smells of these people by now.
I was gonna say you don't know this, but lizard folk are very flatulent. So I mean, it's just a.
Let's be real. You're not used to the smell of Bellum yet.
No, I'm not used to
And Bellum smells.
He's gotta be smelly, right?
He
He's
smells
a
like
half
straight
ranger,
swamp.
essentially.
He smells like straight swamp right now.
A scroll of rope trick for Stalbor to learn probably
I have
doesn't
rope
cost
trick.
that much. You
I
do.
have a book with rope trick in it. I need to put it in my book.
You can't cast it from that book.
I don't know on the rules on that.
I mean, technically, I would say yes. So the old rules
You
was
just have to like unequip and re-equip and that.
it's like one of those, you just have to learn how to, because you can own more than one book. Actually, it's an old thing with an old character of mine where my spells were very organized in a library of different books. But
I mean, it's a
'cause I'm a
thing we
nerd.
might do when we have money because it costs money to do this.
I'm gonna mush gold together.
All right.
Mush it all together.
So all in all, you guys went for your strike against the big bad guy, and it got completely thwarted by the fact that there happened to be an adventuring party that showed up out of the blue. You were barely able to. So actually, Kieran, I think, got pretty fucked up. You were barely able to escape, and luckily, you're going to have another opportunity to go at this again, and hopefully next time it works out more in your favor. Potentially, I mean, at the very least, you might get a flying carpet out of the situation, right? Potentially, maybe even another wizard's spell book. You know, like, and Stalbor's just gonna. It looks like Stalbor is getting a bunch of treasure.
Stalbor's had a character arc, treasure. This is like really good for Stalbor and terrible for everyone.
Everything's turning up Stalbor.
Oh, that's funny. All right. So, anyways, awesome. We will see next week. Next week being session 10, and potentially session 10 being the conclusion of the side quest.
Never say that.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Should we
Don't
plot
say
for a
anything
6-hour
in
session?
conclusion, 'cause it's not how it works.
A 6-hour session? Nah.
Nah.
Yeah, I know. All right. Oh, actually, we should probably talk about this now. I'm pretty sure next week we can go live at 9:30 instead of 10:30 EST. Let me confirm that, because we can talk about it now, so it's on, and everybody else knows that's watching from home. Let me just confirm
Yeah,
that.
that's right. I'm being all the foreshadowing is that Stalbor's about to die. Exactly what's going
I
on.
was gonna say, you said this quest has been really awesome for Stalbor, but you also died and lost all of your shit.
I died. My friend died.
So,
You know, swings and roundabouts.
mixed bag.
Mixed bag.
Yeah, this side quest has been
Little
kind
column A,
of.
little column B.
Yeah. So next
Cyclist
week we
is
can
more
do
involved in the
9:30
quest.
EST. So that works out, and we can actually get that a little bit earlier time and everything, which is cool. All right, awesome. So let's wrap this up so everybody can go to bed. Ollie, who are you? How can we find you?
I'm Ollie. I do stuff as well. I am on most of Scott's shows, including the current World of Darkness campaign going on Wednesday nights. But because I am a feeble boy, depending on if we start Mass Effect next week, my show might not be on, because I can't do all that stuff like Scott can, because Scott is... I don't get him. Yeah. But also I do art streams that might not be art streams. I might just be playing games, and I might be streaming, and I might not. Honestly, everything about me is up in the air right now until I sort some shit out. So feel free to tweet me, get my shit together, and maybe I will, maybe I won't, you know? Maybe I'll tell you to go fuck yourself. But you know what? It's how it is.
All right. Fun. Will, who are you? How can we find you?
I'm at Will Call Brewing. You could check me out on Instagram mainly, but I'm also in the Discord and pretty much everywhere. You could follow my story to me starting a brewery, which is pretty awesome. And a quick shout out to Down East Cider, because they are the best people around.
Why are
Just
they the
saying.
best people around?
I emailed them asking them for a favor. Not only did they go above and beyond my expectations with the favor, they gave me a shit ton of free cider after helping me out.
Wow,
So,
that's awesome.
and this isn't the first time that they've done this. So,
Kudos
They're
to them.
pretty
That's awesome. That sounds like a great company. By the way, if you're new to this channel, scroll down, join the Discord. We're very, very active in there with campaigns that we're a part of and just overall nerd chat. It's just a good community of good peoples. Erin, who are you? How can we find you?
Hi, I'm Erin. I'm super active inside Discord. I'm Brinson on things, and I play here on Fridays. And I play Ollie and Scott on their respective channels on Wednesdays.
I love Erin's persona in the Discord because it's more or less just, I'm going to be mean to Scott and Mem all the time. And everybody else...
You mean to like everyone, but in even amounts.
No, I think Mem almost gets as much shit as I do. Almost.
Oh,
But that's just
I-
because you and Mem
I-
have like diametric opposite like opinions of everything.
Ma'am, I would never do that. I hate Scott the most.
Yeah,
Fair.
ma'am, you're not taking my second most title, okay?
Yeah, I think I'd will the most of anybody.
Yeah,
ever.
that's true. Facts.
Will, you're not a person, so you know. And Eric, how can we find you?
Kunsai64 and the things. Join the Discord. I'm very active on the Discord. That's pretty fun. Yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm here Fridays, so that's the only game I'm playing.
Is that
right
the
now.
dog?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
fucking
I'm like,
dog.
what is going on around?
Your dog sounds like a gas leak.
Right? Like, what is happening?
She's being so goddamn whiny.
He's really sad. We're not paying
She's
attention.
really.
to her.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
guys are both home.
If I have, I've paid nothing but attention to her.
All right, we're gonna
you
sign
pay
out,
attention to
but
it.
first I want to say hello, Lightning Dragon 79. How you doing?
Hi.
I'm saying something not in your general direction, but directly at you, and I believe I've responded to you on YouTube. So, All right, everybody, let's have ourselves a great night. Let's see how things go. Bye bye.
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 I'm still.